competing in athletics.
I'll take one of those hands, thank you.
Sorry, thank you. She's the African high jump champion this year. She had a great African championships. That's a competition which is growing and developing as well. Good hands. Now we mentioned netball, carrying the flag for Malawi. Mary Waya is a big star in the world of netball. She gave the Malawi team gave England a bit of a fright last year, and she had the Player of the Match award on that occasion. Just a little hold up because rather unusually the athletes as they come in are walking around and they've been placed in the seats in the arena, those white seats you can see. Then there's just a little bit of a queue starting to develop.
Just about on the move again. So the team from Malawi, and now we have the Malaysians just taking a gentle pace into the stadium. Off they go, led by a bowls player, Siti Zalina Ahmed. She's aiming to be the first Malaysian to win 3 gold medals.
Yet again, another country that has strong links with India, with a lot of Indians, ethnic Indians in Malaysia.
They've got a large team as well, Malaysia. Take part in lots of sports, some of the team sports as well. Got 1 or 2 defending champions in badminton. The singles champion, Lee Chong Wei, is back to try and win his 2nd gold medal.
And now it's time to welcome Maldives.
Another of the South Asian countries, Maldives, a group of islands that is threatened by global warming, of course. They're very worried there, the president for sure. It's a small team here. And the flag bearer is Muina Mohammed, who's a table tennis player.
Didn't they hold a cabinet meeting underwater before the UN conference on
It was
climate
actually
change?
underwater, I think, Steve.
Yes, and just to try and draw attention to the very fact that you've said
they're very worried that they're going to be underwater soon, and they're actually buying land elsewhere, just in case.
That could catch on, that idea.
The Maltese, led by Rebecca Madison, silver medalist in the women's clay pigeon trap back in 2006. There she is. They have 21 athletes competing in 5 sports here in Delhi.
Our next guests are Mauritius.
Another Indian Ocean island, again with a lot of ethnic Indians who are from Mauritius, and I think a lot of our audience back in England will resonate with this island. There's flag bearer Ricardo Collin, who's a boxer, and there's a small team here of just 55 who they're going to be competing in 7 sports. It's a beautiful island, I believe. I haven't been.
Ricardo Collin carrying the flag, light welterweight, went to the Olympics, reached the last 16s. He's a good boxer. Had some good athletes over the years. Remember Stephen Buckland from Mauritius a few years ago, almost stole the World Championship title back in 2001 when Christian Malcolm was in that race as well. Christian Malcolm will be here for Wales, of course. We'll be seeing them later on.
Three of the home teams still to come. Northern Ireland, won't be too long before they come in. And then Scotland and Wales follow towards the end of this parade. Peter Semper leading the way for Montserrat, one of the Leeward Islands in the Eastern Caribbean. Population there of just 6,000.
Please extend a warm welcome to Mozambique.
Here's an interesting entrant here, Mozambique, because Mozambique actually has no formal historical link to Britain, but was admitted to the Commonwealth in 1995. One of the athletes, Kurt Kuto, is the flag bearer.
He must be a popular lad. He got that job in Beijing as well. A lot of the teams actually vote to decide who's going to carry the flag for them. Some of them are appointed by their officials, but lots of them these days do have a little vote, which I think is right.
Well, Namibia.
Sorry, Hugh, I was just to say that whenever you see the flag in Namibia, we always think of one person and one person only, Frankie Fredericks, the great Frankie Fredericks. I don't know why you become... Frankie's just... There's always... He has this... The great gets put in front of his name all the time. The great Frankie Fredericks. Lovely man.
All the drummers are back out.
The boxer. Sorry. And as Tinku was saying...
All the drummers are coming back out again. All the tribal drummers here.
So as we have the parade of athletes around the rim of the arena, if you like, as Tinku was saying, being filled now with thousands of drummers in the centre of this arena. The Namibians are in. Nauru, being led by Ite Detanamo, who's a weightlifter. Nauru, which was first known as Pleasant Island, became the world's smallest republic in 1968. All their medals so far being in weightlifting.
There was a great little story that the new president of Nauru is Marcus Stevens, who's won 7 gold medals in weightlifting, and the weightlifters have said, we're now absolutely convinced we're going to go to every games now with proper funding because the president is behind us, and why not? Well, this is New Zealand coming in, and they'll have a big team here, 191 athletes, and carrying the flag for them. We've mentioned netball on a couple of occasions. This is Irene van Dijk, actually competed initially for South Africa, now over 100 caps in netball for New Zealand, and she was one of the great images of the last games when they beat Australia in the final. The Silver Ferns will be going for another gold medal. And as the New Zealand team come in, I think Sonali has got a couple of the England team members with her down at the trackside, as I'd call it.
Joined now by Anthony Clark and Mariana Agathangalou, badminton players for England. What's it like being here for Delhi 2010 inside the Nehru Stadium for the opening ceremony?
It's an amazing feeling. Coming to any games and taking part in the opening ceremony is awesome. You know, it's the kick-start to the games. Everybody's dead excited, and obviously tomorrow we start competing, and this is just the start of, you know, bigger and better things to come.
It's good that you've come despite the fact that you're competing tomorrow.
Yeah, well, hopefully we should be all right tomorrow, and, you know, this is a massive experience for anyone to have, and, you know, it's going to have an impact on how we're going into the games, and we're all just feeling really excited and motivated now, so it's really cool.
And everyone happy with the athletes' village now?
It's great. You know, obviously there was all the speculation of what it was going to be like, but it's been fantastic. The food's great, everything's as it kind of should be, and, you know, we're just ready to compete now.
And what's team morale been like? It must be amazing, the atmosphere, now that most people are here.
Yeah, it's wicked. Most of the athletes have come now, so the athletes' village is buzzing, and as a badminton team, we all get on really well and we're proper tight, so yeah, we're just going in really positive.
Well, the best of luck for the badminton. Enjoy the rest of the ceremony. See you guys.
Thank you.
Good to hear from some of the England team who've already taken their places here in the Nehru Stadium. The Nigerians joining us now, led by Faith Obiora, who competes in the para table tennis. 3 of the 4 goals picked up in 2006 were by athletes with a disability. Nigeria having a very busy year because celebrating 50 years of independence this year.
There was some worry about the para athletes because of the accommodation, but I think they've sorted all those out now.
Just a few minutes to go before the athletes of Northern Ireland join us here in the stadium.
Well, the parade now switches to a clockwise direction, and leading them There's a small team from the South Pacific, Paradise Island, it says in front of me here, of Nui, and I'm sure it is. They have a very strong relationship with New Zealand, and they say their flag, the yellow of the flag, represents the warmth of their relationship with New Zealand.
Well, they competed for the first time just in 2002, so they're recent comers. Population, wait for this, of just 1,300 people in the South Pacific.
Coming into the stadium now is our
Gives you a
next
decent chance of getting in the rugby team, though.
Northern Ireland.
Another nation with a very small population, Norfolk Island, population of just over 2,000. Their only medal so far in the games in 1994 in the ladies' bowls. Duncan Gray, the squash player who's been chosen to represent his small nation.
Well, Duncan's 52, still playing squash. Good on you, Duncan. And he said last time he got a bye in the first round, and his second round match was actually televised, which he was very proud about.
Northern Ireland Cup.
Well, the Northern Ireland team, again, getting a great reception here. They come here with high hopes in quite a few sports, particularly in boxing, the likes of Paddy Barnes carrying the flag for them. The wrestler, Mark Montgomery, former judo player, and switched to wrestling just 18 months ago. And again, a man who says this is the proudest moment of his sporting career thus far. The team, as Prince Charles looks on, includes David Calvert in the shooting. They'll be hoping that he can add to his medal tally. He's his 9th games, he's already won 4 goals.
Please welcome into the stadium our next
Well,
guest.
here we have one of India's most bitter rivals, and listen to that crowd. Amazing. The Indians are obviously giving the Pakistan team a very, very warm welcome here. Pakistan, of course, was created during partition back in 1947, when the two nations were created, India and Pakistan. And they've come here. Their flag bearer is Sujauddin Malik, who's a weightlifter, and he won Pakistan's only gold back in Melbourne. So they seem like a very happy crowd. They seem like they're very happy to be here.
Rather interestingly, Amir Khan's younger brother is going to be boxing for Pakistan, Harur Khan. He's from Bolton, but he's taken the chance to compete for Pakistan here, and said he's very much looking forward to it. Will turn pro pretty much after these Commonwealth Games, particularly if he does well.
Pakistan, followed by Papua New Guinea. They say it's the world's most diverse country linguistically, with 700 native languages and dialects. Barbara Stubbings, the squash player, has been chosen by Papua New Guinea as their flag bearer. Took a gold medal in 2006, Ryan Peeney, in the men's 100 metres butterfly.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the stadium, Rwanda.
Here comes Rwanda. We mentioned earlier on Mozambique, without any historical link to Britain, and yet being a member of the Commonwealth. Well, the same applies to Rwanda, admitted to the Commonwealth just last year. Rwanda, of course, which suffered one of the worst terrors in recent African history in the civil war and the brutal violence in the mid-90s. Good to see them here. Dieudonné Disi of the athletics team representing them and leading his team into the stadium. Followed by Samoa, which means Sacred Centre, used to be Western Samoa. Their only medal so far in 2006 was a bronze in the boxing. But Ele Opelogi, the weightlifter, is currently ranked #1 in the Commonwealth.